And we're back with some more oxygen not included on Rime. And today, well, I just had a couple of minor things I had to do in the background. I was just fixing up the petroleum boiler. And when I say fixing up, this was getting rather cold down here. Seeing -50 and stuff like that. Turns out, yeah, I've never worked with crude oil that comes in quite this cold before. So this was not working out quite as well as it should be. And I suppose normally you're working with 80-degree petroleum instead of -30, so over 100 degrees of difference to what I'm normally used to. So I stuck in a tepodizer down here just to start heating up the crude oil, just to even at the temperature. I was worried that the petroleum was going to start cracking in the pipes down here. But, on top of that, I threw in a few extra petroleum tanks just to make sure we had more storage, and I enlarged our water tank quite substantially. In fact, I've enlarged it even further over here, and oh, damn, I think there's some crude oil in there. You know what? We'll mop that up. Yeah, I found a polluted water vent. I completely missed that there was another geyser on this map. Yes, that's how much attention I have been paying. Okay. But in all fairness, we had plenty of water over here, so we were good to go as it was. I'm also dumping polluted ice down here to melt, which hilariously is just filling this whole area with polluted water. Whatever, anyway, it's time to do up these oil wells. I want to take these oil reservoirs and start tapping into them and getting them to produce crude oil for me by feeding in water. However, I want to free up some space first. So if you'll notice here, the entire oil biome, I've queued up a bunch of dig commands. Yeah, we're going to excavate the entire oil biome. I'll do that up off screen, but that looks like an awful lot of digging. It's going along quite nicely. Most of it's getting demolished, and I'm just bricking up parts down here just to force all the crude oil over here to my liquid pump. So I should probably move that down there or something. And on the right side, that tepodizer is kind of heating up the liquid a bit, just to make sure. I really should have stuck a tepodizer in there. It just would have been more cost efficient, but once I start pumping out the oil out of the oil wells, that oil will come out at 70C. The stuff down, where is it? Where's the oil wells? Oh yeah, there's one there and one over there. Once I feed water into those, they'll output crude oil at 70C. Another thing I did was I got these gas pumps in here and I started sucking the carbon dioxide out of here. And I just dumped it into the... oh yeah, we still haven't come up for a name for that. I have to collect the results of that poll. Yeah, well, we'll come up for it. Well, I'll have the poll up with this video, or maybe the last video. Yeah, so there's carbon dioxide floating around here. I'm probably just going to stick in gas pumps and throw it all into the cryo brick or whatever it's going to end up being called, just because it's the simplest way to dispose of carbon dioxide right now. I mean, I could use a carbon skimmer, but why bother? I'll just skip this forward a bit while we continue on. We'll just do a demolition. Almost done. We've got pretty much everything. Well, everything on the left is done. Just a few little bits and bobs over on the right-hand side that need to be ironed out. And once that's finished, I think we can call the entire oil biome demolished. What has that done to our stock of stuff? Let's see. Lead. Where's our lead? Come on, lead. Refined metal lead. 458 tons of lead. Raw mineral. How much igneous rock we got? We're up to over 1,100 tons of igneous rock. That worked out quite well at stocking us up on resources, and it's cleared out this entire area. Carbon dioxide wise, though, I might want to put in a gas pump down here just to get rid of all this annoying carbon dioxide that's floating around at the bottom of my base. It's not causing any problems. It's just no. What we need to do is, there's 2 oil wells down here, one there and one there. Those I can easily tap into, but the problem is this third one up top. Gonna have to think slightly outside the box for this one. Where is it? Yeah, up here. I think I'm going to have to do a drop, as in make a sort of a hole and just drop the crude oil straight down. Though I'm going to have to plan out where it goes to avoid hitting in, the hydrogen vents and a few other things. And I'm probably going to want to seal it up. So anything on the left-hand side of it is going to be trapped. So maybe push it in tight up against the left-hand side of the map, all the way up and down, and seal it in so that nothing else but the crude oil can go through there. I think we can give that a go, actually. Yeah, this feels about right. I'll just drill a big ladder all the way down the side. Of course, this puts me through a whole bunch of different biomes, so I should probably demolish all those biomes just to make way for it. I mean, why not? It's not like those biomes are doing anything at the moment. A little bit of demolition never hurt anyone. That should be just enough demolition. I queued up a little bit more up here, and up here, and up here. Yeah, I like to clear out the map once I've got the chance. Now that I've got everything pretty much stable, we've got plenty of power. We have sustainable oxygen, sustainable food. Actually, how's the food looking? We got 1.2 million calories of pepper bread. Yes, and the barbecue is still not run out. Well, we'll let the barbecue keep going for a while longer. How are we looking on these seeds over here? Yep, I should probably keep planting these. So we've got some pinch of pepper nuts already up and running. I might want to put in another auto sweeper section here. Yeah, fairly simple. Perfect. Soon we'll have this entire area planted with even more pepper nuts. And then we can start getting into the coffee machine or whatever it's called. Anyway, I'm going to let this skip forward while we... oops, sorry, wrong button. We're going to let this skip forward while we dig out the whole area up here. These biomes disappear really, really quickly, don't they? Done, dusted, all finished, all gone. We've got a nice clean path going all the way from the bottom of the map up to the top. So, what we're going to do over here is, well, start pouring oil down. I'm also going to have to cap off this oil and put an oil well on it. I think I'll do this one first because this one will be the trickiest. So I think the plan will be just pour the oil down here and then drop it straight down. First, though, got to finish off this construction. And now we break into the oil. This oil is going to flow across here. This is probably how we're going to get it all out of here. And then it's going to drop. It's going to drop a lot all the way down here. And I've put in a little bit of a chicane here. This is to stop gases escaping. There's going to be some hydrogen down here, and I'd prefer to keep it down here, so I'm just going to put in a little liquid lock. Well, liquid corner. So the oil there will just flow straight through, and if we check out the gas overlay, you see that there's a blob of liquid there, so the hydrogen can't get past. Same here. Just gives us a little gas flow control, and then the rest of it floats all the way down, and poof, right into the oil biome. Just a nice little way to move oil all the way down. So, we're going to break all of that out of there. Also, I'm going to take the oil out of here as well. I want to demolish this entire oil biome for obvious reasons. It's an oil biome, and I like to demolish things. We're also going to want to get rid of that. Yeah, you can all go as well, and that should get rid of most of the oil around here. And then we can start getting about putting an oil well on top of this. I think... I'm going to try a slightly new design on this version. One very interesting quirk of oil wells that I discovered from one of the base leveling videos was that they can work while they're submerged. So you can submerge it completely in oil and it doesn't care. It will still continue to work. So I'm thinking what we're going to do here is we're just going to submerge the whole thing. Why not? We'll have the oil pour at the top. This will submerge it entirely in oil and stop any potential for overheat issues, which I'm a big fan of. I don't like overheat issues. So the only thing is we have to put in some form of liquid lock so that, our dupes can get in and out. There. Something like this. There we go, I think. Sort of. Maybe. The oil should just spew out in here. Eventually it'll overflow at the top. The gas pump is up here to extract the natural gas, but the natural gas should immediately get vented out here and just float up through the crude oil we're going to have it swimming in. And this should hopefully work. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I think I'll get rid of that for now, and I'll replace that when the time comes, just to ensure we don't have any issues. Oh, and we're going to have to get water up here. Need to get water and power going to this area, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do is run one power wire to run all three oil wells. When it comes to doing oil wells, I want all three of them on the same circuit just for ease of use. It just means that if one of them goes down, they all go down, and that's usually a good sign or a good notice to do some changes. So let's get some new power options going on in here, shall we? So for power, I'm thinking I'm going to put a power transformer right here because... Of course, why not? Then we're going to run the power wire all the way across here. Then it's all going to be made out of lead and it just goes all the way to the top of the map. But we're also going to do it all the way down to the bottom. Wait. Yeah, I did that through the abyssite, didn't I? You know what? Let's not put that through the abyssite. I need that little abyssite layer tacked as the... just for that liquid lock to stop the hydrogen from the bottom of the map escaping. Anyway, we'll just put that straight up like that. Wow, that's a long power cable. Now, I could wait until I have completed... my power spine. I'm going to have to put in a power spine on this map. And I could wait until that's done and then plug it into that, but not worth the effort. I would prefer to have one centralized section just powering this whole thing so I don't have to worry. This is going to continue down here. And this is going to run the oil wells that are down in this part of the map. Where are they? So you got one over here and one all the way back there. So we'll plug into those using that power cable as well. And that's what it's going to look like. I'm going to run it across. I can't even remember what half of those things are powering, but I don't care. It's going to run across here and power both of those oil wells down there. But I think it's time to go back up to our top oil well and finish that one off. Oh, we're going to have to run water to it as well. When it comes to water, currently the only water pump we have is this one. And this provides water to, well, our oxygen production and a few other different, well, yeah, all of our oxygen production comes off of this one line. I don't know if I want to stress that by putting another... Well, that's going to be 3 kilos of water constantly drawing from it. Plus, Oh, I don't want to overstress my oxygen supply, so I think we're going to be putting in another line, which means we're going to need another desalinator, another water sieve, possibly another water filter? Ugh, damn. Okay, I made myself too much work here, didn't I? Yeah, let's see. Where is that water pump going to go? So after much thinking, this is going to be my liquid pump. It's going to pump up here in an insulated pipe, go into a desalinator. From a desalinator, it's going to go into a water sieve. At that point, it's clean water or it's not water in the first place. At which point it will go into a liquid filter. The liquid filter will filter out the clean water because I'm not making this mistake again. If it's not water, it'll get filtered out this section and get dumped over into a storage tank over here. And then the clean water will get sent up here all the way over to the left. And then we're going to run a clean water pipe down to the oil biome and up to the top of the map as well. Just because we can. Now, yeah, power though. I do need to provide power to this whole monstrosity. How do we get power to it? Well, I do want everything on the same circuit, remember? So I want everything on the same power circuit as the oil wells down here. So we're going to run a power cable up from here. We're going to have every single thing, including the desalinator and the water filters, all on the same circuit. I like doing things this way. It's not... There's a certain appeal to throwing things together higgledy-piggledy, but this way I have everything on the same circuit, and if one of them breaks down, I know they all break down. It's not good for redundancy's sake, but it does mean if something happens, then I'll know what's caused it. Anyway, we'll just run that across there, and that should be... Yeah, let's see. You know what? We'll follow the pipe, because I like doing that as well. All right, that goes up there. Done. And done. And yeah, just a little bit of tidying up and we're all finished. That should do most of the water filling. Now, that, of course, will mean it's going to take a long time. My dupes are going to have to run around for a while now and catch up with all this construction. Once they have... Oh, and also that liquid pipe goes through here, so I'm going to have to dig out this whole section. What do you know? The one section I forgot to dig out is the one section I needed to put the water pipe through. Or maybe I chose that section because I wanted to make sure I dug it out. Whatever. Well, we'll skip it forward until this is all ready to go. Okay, that did take a little while. It turns out building that much insulated piping and power cabling does take a little bit of time. However, we now have flow. The water from down here is getting pumped up, though I also forgot to run a power cable down here, which I've done, and I forgot to run a power cable up to the liquid filter, which I have also done. So now we've got water flowing. That means we can start hooking up the oil well up the top of the map, but we're probably going to want to run a little bit of a pipe for that as well. So, yep. Oh, also the power cable that goes up there is not maybe completely finished yet, but we're getting there. Dear Lord, that's a hell of a pipe. Yeah, okay, that goes all the way up there. Nope. And boom. And that should provide all the water that needs, and then that should start filling up that area. However, this here, the gas pump, where are we going to send all that natural gas? I might want to start building a lot, and I mean a lot of mafic rock piping. We're going to want it insulated, though I think to start, I might just dump it out here, at least until we get the system cleaned. All of that natural gas has to come all the way down, and then fed into over here. It's got to get fed in there somehow. Oh, yeah. Also, I've got to get all the natural gas from the oil wells down here. They're also going to have to be fed in there. So maybe bring it down and across and in this side. Okay, not a big deal. But, or is it? We are going to have to finish off this power cabling and get the water up there. Where are we on the waterfront? Yeah, that water is going to be a while, isn't it? Well, we'll wait until the water has actually started processing so we can start getting... Wow, okay, that is a long pipe run. Every single one of those pipe segments is 400 kilos of insulated igneous rock. It's amazing how much time this takes when you get to the late game and you start doing these large-scale projects. Well, this isn't even a large-scale project. I'm hooking up an oil well, but the sheer distance I have to run the piping is just ridiculous. Don't know if you can see it there, but we've got the water flowing up at last, so the piping has been completed. Oop. Game does not... I need to put in the extended zoom mod. So that will start filling the oil well, and then the oil well will start churning us out some crude. Crude should hopefully overflow here, and I've put in a little bit of L-shaped brick here just to force all the crude oil that way. And that should be 1 out of 3 oil wells configured and ready to go. There we go. Crude oil starting to flow after an awful lot of time and effort was put in. When this gets to vent stage, we'll have to deal with the natural gas, but I think for the time being, not going to care too much. The natural gas can cause a mess up here. I'll deal with all of that later. For the time being, I want to get the rest of these oil wells going. Oh, which reminds me I should mop up this mess here. I don't want that getting in the way. We'll make that a 7 and get rid of all that junk. Oh, yeah, I should probably get rid of all this stuff. Like, there's chlorine up here that's liquefied, and some of that's going to end up in the oil biome. You know what? I am not going to care too much just yet. Just as long as it doesn't block here, we should be good to go. Anyway, next up, time to put this oil well into service. This one looks like it would be the trickiest, right? But realistically, no. All we're going to do is just, do the same thing we did above. We'll make the same type of oil well, though I should probably, crack that open along there. There we go. Same design, maybe just a little bit more top-heavy. The reason it's a little bit more top-heavy is that crude oil up there I can't really, push above it sort of thing. I've encountered a annoying issue. Though it's gone now. I ended up with one of these petroleum generators seizing up. The reason being the carbon dioxide that came out of it solidified into a solid tile. It went from a gas to a solid instead of passing through the liquid state, and somehow just formed a solid tile of 100 grams of carbon dioxide or something like that, and it entombed the petroleum generator, which caused me a weird problem where this backed up a bit because, this was only able to burn off 8 kilos of petroleum at a time, and this is producing 8, so it caused some shenaniganry. But this petroleum seems to be slowly draining back out again. Thankfully, I think it's going to go back to normal. There's still way too much petroleum backed up in the system. Still, it's working, but I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. Anyway, back to here. We want to get this all sorted, and that's flooded. Buggery. I may have to reduce the size of the oil wells down here, and I'm going to have to get all of this oil from this side over the other. Maybe I should have made it one tile higher. You know what? Let's do that. Done. We'll create a quick vacuum in there, so that should be good to start. That does mean, though, I still have to get the water down here. That's going to be a little bit of a journey. Yes, well, there's water going up to the top already, so let's grab this pipe from here. And I think we're just going to follow the power cable. Oh, actually, maybe not directly follow the power cable. I want to keep this out of the crude oil, because the crude oil, for the time being, is a little bit chilly. I'd prefer if we just sort of maybe bypassed all of that chill for the time being. Let's put it in this pipe right across here. Organized. So this comes across here, goes straight through this oil well, then goes straight on and takes a right and goes down into the bottom oil well. I can deconstruct some of these old pipes. They were designed for filtering out some of the gunk that was down here. Oh, and I think, what was this one thing I put in on the side? Ah, yes. A while back I put in a water filter here, or a liquid filter. I wanted to filter out anything that's not crude oil, just to make sure that only crude oil ended up going into the petroleum boiler. I've accidentally pumped water into these things before. Not a good idea. Causes a big mess. So I'll pay that extra energy cost for the liquid filter. You can, of course, use energy-less liquid filters. I prefer to sort of stick within the developer's intent. And I mean, it's not that expensive a cost. I'm willing to pay the price. I'll skip this forward a bit, though, until we've got that second oil well up and running. Or, you know what, actually? Let's just get started on this third oil well. We might as well get all three of them hammered out in this episode. There we go. Another, hopefully, successful... Oop, no, we're going to have to dig those out. Otherwise, my tubes are going to get stuck in there. Is one of them already stuck in there? I think one of them may already be stuck. You'll be fine. I think, Jessica's already configured to hammer through Abyssite, so she should be able to get out no problems. Oh, and I might want to... you know what? We're going to scooch that up a notch just so that we can get that through there. I want to have my dupes the possibility of getting in and out of there. You know what? We'll just dig that out there. Boom. Problem solved. That should be most of the oil wells done. Well... It will be most of the oil wells done once the water starts flowing. There's still a little bit of piping missing on this side, but once that's done, that should cause the water to flow. Once the water's flowing, these oil wells should start functioning. Then we should have, infinite sustainable power. The power from the petroleum boiler will power all the oil wells. Also, the water given off by the petroleum boilers will go into the oil wells. It'll get filtered, it'll get pumped over here. Where is it? Yes, down here. It'll get pumped over here, dumped into this water tank. Then it will get filtered and sent right back into the oil wells, where it will produce the crude oil that gets boiled into the petroleum that gets sent back into the petroleum generators to generate the polluted water that goes back into the oil wells. An infinitely sustainable loop that produces us actually a little bit of extra polluted water every round. And why is that gap there? That's going to overflow, isn't it? Yeah, that's going to overflow really soon. Why is that happening? Damn it. I'll have to find some way around that. I'm thinking a quick brick right there will probably be a good idea. That'll just stop it overflowing. Hopefully it'll get rid of that annoying carbon dioxide bubble. And it just sort of overflowed there and blobbed it out, which is good. And the water down here, you'll notice it's about 31 degrees or 32. The reason for that is no matter what I do, how much I chill these petroleum generators, I mean, they're what? They're minus 195. The polluted water coming out of them is going to be minus 40. There's nothing I can do about that. So by having this nice long drop, it drops down here, it just ensures that it keeps its temperature. And then we pump it out, and it's not so cold that it... if we let it chill down so chilly that it was like minus 20 or something like that, then when we did sieve it, it'd end up cracking the pipes as once you sieve polluted water. If it's minus 20 going in and you get out minus 20 clean water, the minus 20 clean water will just instantly freeze in the pipes. Just one of the wonderful quirks of the game. Oh, this oil well is now functioning, which means probably this one is now functioning. Boom, would you look at that? Functions just fine when submerged completely in oil. What are you looking at here? Okay, complete vacuum. Well, we'll turn you off for this time being then. We don't want you venting that out. Now it's time to do in the gas piping for all of this. Well... no, I can't do the gas piping for this one yet. Well, I suppose I can line it up. I'll line up the gas piping for these, though I don't think my one at the top of the map is ready. How's one at the top of the map looking? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Excuse the pan and zoom. It's getting there. I think it's been vented already. Once these things, you'll notice here on the... down here, 75%. Once this gets 75% full of natural gas, the back pressure, a dupe will come along and have to pull the cord and vent it. That's... not too big of a deal. It's just some natural gas you have to deal with. It's not even a benefit. The natural gas it gives off is so tiny. I think it takes 3 of these, the natural gas from 3 of these running simultaneously to power 1 natural gas generator. So it's really more of a waste product you have to deal with than a benefit. Just the way it works out. So I think it's time we ran a really, really long natural gas pipe. Yeah, probably one that comes down through here. You know, I don't want to go through the cold areas and chill it, and then one that'll go up through here. Yeah, let's start down here and see what we're going to do, and then we can plug in the top one to it. Right, that turned out to be incredibly simple. I'd forgotten a few things. One, I just linked the 2 across. That one I haven't linked up just yet. I have to wait until I've vacuumed out all the carbon dioxide that's in there. But they're going to come through here, go straight into this gas pipe, and then I just tacked them onto this. I'd forgotten I'd built this earlier for the natural gas that was already there. Okay, well, reminded, done, dusted. Now let's get rid of gas pipes. I believe that's from the last episode where I was explaining the differences between all of those. All of that's done. I need to bring down natural gas on the top of the map. And ooh, what's that one? Oh, that's the one that's going up to feed the cooker. You know what? Let's put in another natural gas pipe coming all the way down from the... Whoa, what's that one? Oh, wait, yeah, that was when I was pumping down hydrogen. I love the way that you can just mass deconstruct those gas pipes from this view, and they're all going to get demolished by my dupes. Perfection. Now, let's bring down the natural gas from up here, shall we? So, this is going to be an incredibly long pipe runs. The joys of this. So, this pipe is going to go all the way down and pretty much take the same journey as a lot of other materials. This pipe segment going across here is actually where the water comes through as well. And why has the water stopped flowing? Why is there no water? You overheated? What? How did you break down? That just makes no sense to me. Okay, melting point that. Thermal conductivity. You know what? I don't care. I'm just going to remake you out of steel. And if we remake you out of steel, this problem should stop happening. Oh, also there is a blob of petroleum right there I can never get rid of. Maybe that's causing the issue. You know what? Don't care. We'll break this out of steel, and that should hopefully cease any problems that it was having beforehand. Done and dusted. So everything is flowing again, thankfully. The petroleum's still there. I don't think it was the petroleum that caused it. Wait, is there food poisoning in that? It's petroleum with food poisoning germs in it. That is the hardiest germs in existence. They can survive on petroleum. That's pretty damn impressive. Anyway, the water is flowing again. Gas-wise, I think we've got... Yeah, that plumbing's not complete, but that gas pipe is just going to follow all the way down here and plug right into our natural gas system down... I want to say here? Yeah, right here. And that will give us all the natural gas we need. Oh, I might have been better... No, I was thinking I'd almost be better fitting into that filter, but I don't think I need that filter. Yeah, I don't. I don't want to be wasting the power on that. I mean, I don't mind wasting power on filters occasionally, but there's no need if I don't have to. Yeah, well, that all done. I think we're almost out of time. Well, I'm almost out of time to actually get it up and running. If I leave this much longer, I won't be able to finish the video and get it online. It's just this took a lot of real world time to make. not so much video time, just real world time. There was a lot of building and deconstruction that went on. I think we demolished most of the map. I'd love to have a before and after screenshot of this side of the map because I'm pretty sure we demolished this entire chunk of the map. Like, it's all gone. And we've laid enough insulated piping to, I don't know, there's something we did there. Anyway, sorry if I don't get around to all the comments as much. It's just, there's a lot of comments, and trying to get around to all of them is becoming much more time consuming. It's just hard to get I need about 3 or 4 hours just to go through a couple of days' comments. But I'm still trying. It's just, time constraints and all that. I hope you enjoyed our little trip down getting all our oil wells working. Well, one of our oil wells working. This one is not quite finished yet. I have to wait until that gas gets a little bit higher. We'll put that, though. 1 second. We will put that right about there. That should give us a decent liquid lock once it starts overflowing. The only one that's realistically up and running and is ready to be shipped out is this one down here. This one here is the only one that's actually functioning right. This one here still needs to get filled up and have the gas extracted. But I think we'll call that an episode. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and good luck.